Figured out. We're all going to get out of here tomorrow morning, free as birds.
How do we do that?
You're going to be a soldier. Friend of her husband. She'll drive. She'll be driving you back to your base.
What about you and Mooney?
We'll be in the trunk, behind the rear seat. I cut a little hole back there, and I stick a gun through it. It'll be pointing at her head and at yours.
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Paul Richards, Lou Antonio, and special guest star, Shirley Knight. Tonight's episode, A.P.
One community appears much like any other to a man who travels a lot. To Richard Kimball, fugitive. Some are friendlier than others, some more colorful, but they all have one thing in common: danger.
See what he's got there.
I wouldn't do that.
Said Morris. You don't know who we are? No? Of course not. You possibly know a thing like that? If that's where you're from, it's your business. I've got troubles of my own. Police troubles? Maybe. Are you hurt? Look, just be quiet. All right? This ought to fit you fine.
I got nothing to offer you, Smiley. You know that. Hello, Pete.
Sheriff, I heard the APB. Dispatcher says you got 4 of them.
5 counting him. 2 dead, 1 dying, 1 still unconscious. 3 more to go. Smiley, you'll be going back tomorrow, or the next day, or maybe the day after that. That's right. After you tell us about Pinkerton and the others. You know the routine.
I got nothing to tell. He goes one way, we go the other, that's all.
Peterson. What? When did it happen? Yeah, I'll tell him. Cogan just died.
What good you figure it's doing to help Pinky anyway?
I don't care about Pinky much. I just like to make it as tough for you people as I can.
I appreciate what you're saying, Smiley. You've made it pretty tough already. But that works both ways, of course. You know that. The only difference is I don't particularly enjoy making it tough on you.
Sheriff, by train. Pinky and the other 2 went by train. That's all I can tell you. They hopped a freight.
I wouldn't put that white shirt on over that. Yeah. I made a t-shirt with.
I may be able to stop the bleeding.
Why, you doc?
Well, I know a little medicine.
Well, tell me something. Why should you want to help me? I mean, what's in it for you?
My life, maybe. And yours. Now, I'm not going to be much help to him, am I?
No. What makes you think we'd kill you?
I guess.
You might have a point, too.
Maybe he is in trouble with the cops.
Oh, what do you expect him to say, right?
Pinky. I don't see...
Look, Matt. Matt, come here. Now, there are going to be things we're going to have to do that neither of us are going to like very much. We talked about that. I don't like it any more than you do, believe me.
The odds are you'll bleed to death before this train stops, like he did.
Now, I've forgotten more about poker than you'll ever know, friend. So I recognize a bluff when I see one. Not a bad try, though.
Suppose you don't know that much about it. Suppose you hurt him worse.
Yeah.
Take a look at him. It's going to get worse if that bullet's still in. As a matter of fact, the bullet could kill him even before he bled to death, like he did.
All right.
Make a deal first.
You got it. Just get started with it.
Get the crate open.
Lie down. I need that knife. He lives, I live, all right? Right.
And if he doesn't, you don't.
Now, you heard what he said, Doc. Hey, don't mind if I call you Doc, do you? Give me a little more confidence.
State Patrol's handling the whole deal, so we'll know more about that later on.
Good evening.
I do.
I'm Lieutenant Peterson.
These fellows are up from Topeka. That security office really moves when it has to.
Well, I certainly appreciate your help. What time's the freight due?
7 o'clock. Well, we'll throw a red block on it.
Now, I want every car searched. You boys are more experienced in this than I am, so whatever method you want to use is all right with me. My partner and I will follow your lead. And thank you, fellas.
Job. Professional. Maybe you are a doctor, huh? Is he unconscious?
It's more like he's asleep. Loss of blood makes him weak. How long since he's had food?
9, 10 hours. We busted out right after breakfast.
Well, he needs food. But you get mixed up in this prison break. Couldn't have had that much more time to serve.
What do you know about it?
You're Matt Mooney, aren't you? Weren't you once a middleweight contender?
Yeah.
I read about you. What was the charge? Manslaughter?
I hit a guy and he died. Only it wasn't in the ring. Anybody else, and it'd have probably been self-defense. But not me. They say these are deadly weapons. They gave me 5 years.
What about that?
Lifers. Look, don't ask me any more questions, okay? Hey, we're slowing down. We're not supposed to stop again till we hit Kansas City. What's wrong?
Mooney? Where are we?
I don't know. Some kind of depot up ahead. A big one.
Give me a hand.
Easy.
As soon as this thing stops, we get off. Doc, you come along.
I need you, Mooney. Where's the gun?
You coming, Doc?
Better go get him, Matt.
You gonna be all right?
Just get him, will you? In one piece. Go on.
You coming quiet?
Yes?
I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am, but I'm having car trouble down the street here. Would you mind if I used your phone for just a minute?
Oh, no, I wouldn't mind.
Thank you.
Please don't be frightened.
Are you alone, ma'am?
Yes, I am.
Oh, because the table is set for two.
I'm expecting my daughter home.
Oh, just your daughter. I mean, no husband or no son-in-law.
No, my daughter and I are both widows. I have pictures. Quite a lot of them.
Nobody else here.
What's your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Ross? Margaret Ross.
Oh, may I call you Margaret?
Yes, you may.
Thank you. Margaret, my friends and I are going to be staying with you for a while. I don't know exactly how long, but, well, we don't want anybody to know about it, so you won't try to tell.
I won't tell.
Fine. Now, I could use some rest, and I'm sure we could all use something to eat.
All right.
Doc, why don't you turn this thing on and that radio off?
And now all but 3 of the escaped convicts are either dead or in custody. An all-points bulletin has alerted police throughout the state. Here are descriptions of the 3 men still at large.
This interruption in your regularly scheduled program was at the request of the State Patrol. We now return you to The Late Show.
You, watch, what's his name? Your daughter?
Yes, I think so.
You think so. Now, who else would be coming here? I mean, is it your daughter?
Yes, it is.
Fine.
You won't hurt her.
Of course not. Not if I don't have to.
Mama, I'm home.
Quiet now. Don't yell.
Try not to be upset, dear. We won't be harmed if we don't cause any trouble. Oh, Mama, are you all right? Oh, yes. These men are escaped prisoners, you know.
Well. Margaret, do you remember our names well enough to introduce us to your daughter?
Yes, I believe I do. Mona, this is Mr. Matt Mooney, Mr. Pinkerton, and this is Dr. Richard Kimball.
How did you know that?
She reads a lot. Crime magazines.
Richard Kimball, the, doctor, sure. The one who strangled his wife. Now, you see, Mooney, you're not the only one of us who kills people with his hands. Well, it looks like I'm less primitive than either of you. Margaret, I think we've had enough delays, don't you? Why don't we eat?
Yes.
Not you, Mona. You stay with us. Insurance against your mother trying to trot out of here, or maybe telephoning.
Maybe we should cut the phone wire.
No, maybe we shouldn't. If the police phone here and find a dead wire, they just might have brains enough to come right out here. Now, you sit right over here with us. Oh, don't worry. You have nothing to fear. At least not from me. I'm wounded.
She brought some liquor with her.
Oh, that's very nice. All right. You and Mona fix drinks for all of us. Oh, make mine very light. How long you been running now, Doctor?
2 years?
Years. It's remarkable.
Well, that ought to convince you that I'm not going to tell anyone where you are, especially the police.
Well, not in person, naturally, but there's nothing to keep you from picking up the telephone and thinking on us anonymously. You know, I have to stop using expressions like that. It's the company I've been keeping the last few years. Besides, this side of mine still hurts like the devil. Anyway, I like your company. Do you realize how long it's been since I've talked to anybody that's had an IQ of over 70?
Aren't you underestimating Mooney?
Not much. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Well, Mooney, we can drink to our new friends, our new freedom. Hey! Watch it!
I'm sorry.
Oh. That's all right.
Cops.
Get in the kitchen with the old lady. Help me. Now, Mona, one bit of trouble from you, and no more mommy. Now, you understand that? Kimball, bring your drink. Mona, you get rid of him. Hi.
Hello, Pete. What a nice surprise. Would you like a drink?
Well, I would love one, except that I'm on duty. Can I use your phone?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Oh, Pete. Don't go into the kitchen. I don't want you to see the mess that it's in. Why don't you use the phone in my bedroom?
All right. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that it was Frank Vincent's body. But I don't think the bloodstained cloth was his. There was some other stuff in the car. It's my guess that one of the other men was wounded. Barney went down to the lab to check out the blood type. Yes, sir, that's right. Now, I need 8 extra men on the roadblocks I set up. Thank you, sir. I want you to lock the door, Mona, and I don't want you to let anybody in unless you know them. Now, you tell your mother that, too. By the way, where is she?
Oh, she felt a cold coming on, and she's lying down. Last time I looked, she was asleep.
Well, I'm sorry. Give her my regards.
Pete. Be careful.
Thank you, Mom. Now, I don't know whether those men are in the area or not, but if they are, they're most likely from here. So I'm going to have your place patrolled.
Oh, I don't think you...
I do. Now, there'll be some spotlights coming over your house now and then, but don't let it bother you.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Very good.
Thank you.
Let's eat.
Yes, let's do. I'm starved.
Margaret, that was a wonderful dinner. We're all indebted to you.
Thank you very much. Mama, how many of those have you taken? I really don't know, dear. I'm afraid I've lost count.
Tranquilizers?
Yes, Doctor, tranquilizers. They make me very tranquil. Isn't that a lovely word? Tranquil.
Your mother's hooked, isn't she?
She's not supposed to get upset. Bad for her ulcer. Never do get upset. The moment I think I might, I take another pill. They work fine, and they're not harmful. That makes me very tranquil. Mommy, you're sleepy.
Matt. Why don't you go with them and lock Margaret's door and bring me the key? Well, you're still a gentleman, Doctor, even after running for a couple of years.
Why not?
Mona. How long have you been a widow?
Long enough, almost a year.
I say, I don't suppose that any of the departed's clothes are still here.
Some. Mostly uniforms.
Oh, he was a soldier. He died gloriously in the service of his country.
Not exactly. He was killed in a Jeep accident at the base.
I see. Well, would his uniforms fit any of us?
He was about the same size as the doctor.
I see. Well, you know, now that just might be very helpful.
I could use a little help with the dishes.
I'll do it.
She likes you, and Mooney is jealous.
She's not a very bright girl.
Oh, she knows what she's doing.
And she doesn't. She thinks this is a game.
Well, then she's not a very bright girl, and she deserves to lose. Now, I've got this whole thing figured out. We're all going to get out of here tomorrow morning, free as birds.
How do we do that?
You're going to be a soldier. Friend of her husband. She'll drive. She'll be driving you back to your base.
What about you and Mooney?
We'll be in the trunk, behind the rear seat. Got a little hole back there, and I stick a gun through it. It'll be pointing at her head, and it's yours.
How did I get in here in the first place?
Oh, you were already here. You were napping in the den when that cop came in. Now, she didn't want to mention it because, well, she didn't want to give him the wrong impression. Wow, this thing is...
To give that some rest.
Yeah. Hey, Doctor, I hope you haven't forgotten everything you learned in medical school. Oh, Mooney. Look, I got to get some sleep. Keep an eye on the girl, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And if she goes to sleep, make sure that her door is open.
What about him?
Oh, he's not going anywhere. Doctor, I'll call you if I need you.
Look at me. I'm soaking wet. I'll be right back.
You heard what Pinky said. I have to keep an eye on her. Mooney, don't rough up the doctor.
Thank you. He wouldn't stop.
Just what do you expect? You've been flirting with the big bad criminals ever since you came in.
That isn't true.
Isn't it?
I didn't mean for him. He's an animal.
Everyone's an animal. Some are just worse than others. You know what makes them that way? Other people.
Speaking from personal experience, no doubt.
No doubt. He's no big bad criminal. He happened to kill a man accidentally. But he can turn into one with a little help from people like you and you.
You know, you're certainly making it difficult for a man to get any sleep. Come on, Mooney. Now, you leave the doctor alone, because I need him. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Forget it.
I've never known any men like them or you before. My husband. The men in my life haven't been what you would call colorful. You know what I mean?
Well, there's nothing like running from the law to make a man colorful.
That isn't what I mean. What I'm trying to say is I was wrong. I guess I've been wrong for a long time about what's exciting and what isn't.
And then we hit Florida. I have friends down there. Is there any reason why that shouldn't work? No, it's good thinking. Good. I'm glad you like it. After tomorrow morning, we won't have any further use for the girl. Unless you can think of something. Doc, isn't the side is giving me fits? Dawn will be coming up in a couple of hours. Not like thunder, I hope. You'll be able to get some more sleep.
You need it more than I do.
Tell you something, Doctor. If it weren't for that side, I'd be sleeping like a baby right now.
Not a worry in the world, huh?
Not a worry in the world. That's fine. No, there's nothing in this life that I'm lacking right now except a little money, and I don't think it'll be too difficult for me to get some of that.
It's nice to have a profession to fall back on.
Yeah, profession, huh?
Hey!
Yeah, profession. Science, skill. Although I don't think that you totally approve of my profession. I'll tell you something, though. I never killed anybody that was of any use to society, at least. No good use. Most of those that I killed were the well-known enemies of.
You know, I spent 8 years in med school. Quite a few years practicing medicine just to preserve lives. Hey. All that while you were taking him away faster than I could save him.
Well, the funny thing is that you and I are wanted for exactly the same crime. Not because I tried your business, but because you tried mine. Doctor, you were an amateur at it. What are you doing? What's the matter? I wake you up?
I didn't know where you were.
I'm right here. Listen, Mooney, is the girl still awake?
No, she's asleep.
Well, tell her I need some of those pills. Wake her up. What was I saying? Oh, yeah. You and I are in the same predicament, only we're not in the same category. By all definitions, you are a murderer, and I'm not.
You're just a killer.
Just a... Well, yeah. But no, that's right. But the difference is this, that a murderer kills for personal reasons, right? I mean, revenge, anger, some of them just because they like to. But not me. I only killed for money. Except when I had to save my life. But you know something? I never even hated anybody. You all right?
Thank you.
All right. Oh, I'm fine. Listen. Now, I'm going to get some sleep. And let's all be ready to cut out of here by 8 o'clock, all right? Just come here. Doc, thank you very much. You did a grand job.
You can go to bed now.
I was dreaming when he woke me. What do you think they'll do afterward?
Well, I think you'll be all right.
I'm frightened.
I can't tell you not to be.
I can't believe you murdered your wife.
I did.
Can I please tell my mama?
Just do what I say, and maybe you'll be back before your mama wakes up. Come on, let's go.
Okay, open it up.
Mrs. Lindstrom.
Who?
Just the housekeeper. It's all right. I only waved.
Who's housekeeper?
Our cleaning woman.
Going to your house?
I forgot about it.
Now, turn around. No, Pinky, why? Just turn around and go back.
I'm here. Miss Ross. Miss Ross? You still asleep? Now, Miss Ross, you know better than that. You hadn't ought to lock yourself up in your room like that. She's dead. I want the police. It's Miss Ross. Mama? Mama?
Oh. Give me the gun.
Why? I don't understand.
Just give me the gun. We gotta get out of here.
Get out of here, then why'd we come back?
Matt, I don't have time to explain. Just give me the gun.
Kill that woman. Poor woman, Pinky.
Listen, Matt. Now, there's a time when you've got to kill. I know. It's my business. I know these things. Huh? Matt, we'll never be free as long as any of them get out of here alive. Now, give me the gun. give me the gun.
You didn't have to. You don't have to now. You want to.
You might know. Don't run. Got a chance now. Let him take you back. Get rid of the gun.
Somebody tried to call the police.
The two men you want?
I give up. Captain, what happened here?
Better take a look in the bedroom.
Go look. Find a phone and call the state patrol. Get Pete over here. Oh, Captain, stick around until we get this straightened out.
Captain, I'm a little confused. Now, you must have been here last night when I stopped by.
Yes, I was in the den with them.
Oh. Well, Mona said nothing about it.
Oh, they had the gun. I was afraid of what Pinkerton might do.
Well, if that's all, Lieutenant, I should be getting back to the post.
You can have my car. I was going to drive him, but
Well, I will, I'll have to get a statement from you on paper.
Well, is it possible to send a man over to the post headquarters? I'm in the operations division.
Yeah, I guess we can do that.
better hurry on. Please say hello to your wife and your family.
I'll find a way to get the car back to you.
Mona, your friend, the captain. Haven't I seen him somewhere before?
Very possible. He was a close friend of my husband's. You know, if it hadn't been for him and Mooney, I probably wouldn't be here.
As a doctor, Richard Kimball was sworn to the preservation of human life. Now, years later, as he travels the lonely path from city to city and state to state, the life he is searching to save is his own.
Man believes only in lies and learns to expect the unexpected. See for yourself on Tales of the Unexpected, premiering September 15th at 11:30 on KTZZ TV 22.
Senor Wallen! Where is Senor Wallen?
What are you doing here?
The police, Senor. Oh! Jim, go through the grove. Hurry! Hurry! Blaine! Blaine! Blaine, what are you doing? No, don't do that!
The Fugitive. A QM production. Starring David Jansen as Dr. Richard Kimball, an innocent victim of blind justice, falsely convicted for the murder of his wife. Reprieved by fate when a train wreck freed him en route to the death house. Freed him to hide in lonely desperation, to change his identity, to toil at many jobs. Freed him to search for a one-armed man he saw leave the scene of the crime. Freed him to run before the relentless pursuit of the police lieutenant obsessed with his capture.
The guest stars in tonight's story, Celeste Holm and Ben Piazza. Tonight's episode, The Old Man Picked...
¡Auxilio! ¡Socorro! ¡Auxilio! ¡Ha habido un accidente muy malo! ¡Ha habido un accidente muy malo! ¡Auxilio! ¡Socorro! ¡Ha habido un accidente muy malo!
Is Paco playing games again?
I better go see.
Señora, ha habido un accidente con el señor Amos. Se le ha caído.
Please, Paco, in English, I'm still the gringo.
There has been an accident at the drainage ditch. Senor Amos hurt very bad.
Encinas County, California. For the common laborer, a haven of perpetual harvest. For Richard Kimball, a sanctuary. But here on this fertile land, where the miracle of life stands in rich abundance, Kimball has watched the hand of death reach out and twist fate to its own purpose.
Jim. We sent for help, Lee. Jim. Please don't try to talk.
My son is coming home. You take care of him. Blaine isn't easy to help. For me, Jim.
I'll help him, Lee, I promise.
That's
Flo, don't go down there, please. Flo, please.
Please,
Please, Senora, hey, just not a girl. Flo, please. Take it to the house, Jim. Come on. We'll stay with the Senor Amo.
Wallet, I'm here to help you.
Paco, why don't you, clean up Mr. Hagerman's son's car? He's coming home, sort of a welcome home gift, huh?
Senor Blaine does not like anyone to touch that car.
I thought you wanted to help.
Si, senor.
Hello, Jim. Have the funeral plans been made? Tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock.
We like to be present if it's permissible.
I'm sure Mrs. Hagerman expects it. She asked me to take charge until everything got cleared, if that's agreeable with you.
It's fine, Jim.
Well, good. We should be able to finish picking the West Grove by end of next week.
No. We will stay until the funeral. After that, perhaps it is better if we find work somewhere else.
You're quitting?
We have worked for Senor Amo for many years. Now he's gone.
What kind of a reason is that, Raphael? I know it's tough, and I know we all hurt because he's gone. But this ranch can't run itself. And his son's gonna need help.
We remember what Senor Amo asked before he died. He was right. His son will not be easy to help.
You've got something against Blaine Hagerman. Why? What is it?
Look, Jim, you have many new troubles. Forget the old ones, huh?
Raphael, whatever it is, this is no time to hold a grudge. We've got 50 acres of trees ready to be picked.
There are other workers.
Let me put it another way. What about Mrs. Hagerman?
Senora, she's a friend.
Not much of one, is she? If you're going to walk out.
Excuse me. You know, maybe he's right. We're too quick to turn our back on the wood of Senor Amo.
You forget quickly, old man.
No, I don't forget. I know what La Senora feels. We will stay, Jim, with La Senora.
Good. Let's get to work.
Muchachos, Carlos y yo hemos decidido que nos vamos a quedar. Se lo debemos a la señora y al amo. Recuerden que ella es la viuda y no tiene nada que hacer. No tiene que darle trabajo. ¿Están todos de acuerdo?
Yo lavo el carro de adelante y tú lavas de atrás. Como quieras, no me importa, yo quiero que lo lavar. Ese carro está bien bonito.
Híjole, qué carro tan bonito, mano.
A mí no me gusta.
Mira qué carro tan suave, manito.
Ni tanto, ¿no?
Mira, cuando yo crezca, me voy a comprar uno de estos. Voy a andar. Mira nomás qué carro tan bonito. Hijo.
Mejor que te salgas de ahí, si no te va a ir mal.
¿Por qué? ¿Porque tú le tienes miedo al señor Blaine?
No le tengo miedo.
Tú le tienes más miedo que un ratón a un gato. Oye, ¿qué vas a hacer? Ya se te va a poner la cosa fea. El señor Blaine se va a enojar. Va a estar furioso.
We ask that you give blessing to the words which so inadequately describe our feelings. As all must someday return to whence he came, so be it with Leland Hagerman, a neighbor to us all, beloved and respected as Senor Amo by his employees, a guardian of strength to his friends and loved ones. It would be an unforgivable omission in our lives Could we not pause these final few moments?
Don't you think it would be better if I waited back at the house, Blaine?
Oh, relax, baby. This will only take a minute. Give me a sack. How's that?
Very touching.
Here, to what was once fallow and wasted soil, came a man of energy and vision. He plowed and he planted, and he brought forth a great burst of life to this land. We, as his Now, as we prepare to bid goodbye to Leland Hagerman, friend, husband, and father, there is happiness and contentment in our hearts, because this man has earned his place in heaven in so short a time on earth. Welcome him, O Lord. Let him rest in that glorious serenity which you so graciously promised to us all who someday will follow.
I've been waiting to talk to you. I didn't think you'd want to meet anyone so soon after the funeral.
On the contrary, I want to know all my employees.
Well, that's your convenience, then we'll go over the topping and root cutting schedules, since you are familiar with them.
How long have you been working here?
3 months.
Well, since I've spent most of my life in this paradise, I think you can trust me. So if you will leave the schedules in the shop, I'll look at them when I get a chance.
Your father used to go over the schedules with the harvest foreman. They worked around together.
Would you stop that? So if you will leave the schedules in the shop.
good-looking woman.
Ernesto, is that what you like? Cheapness? My Carolina was not like that.
Good morning.
Morning, Jim. I know that things have fallen a little behind in the last few days.
Don't worry about it. We'll catch up.
Have you met Blaine yet?
Yes.
That's all, no reaction.
What kind of a reaction would you like?
I'm sorry, Jim. I know he's not going to win any love and fellowship awards, but he is Lee's son. So that means we both have to give him a chance. And then, if necessary, another one.
Why do you make it sound uphill?
It is. Oh, he has some of his father's traits. But he has some traits his father wouldn't have. So, like it or lump it, I've got to teach him how to run this ranch. An awful lot of families depend upon the Hagerman payroll.
Flo, what kind of traits, Flo?
Oh, Jim. He's my stepson, not yours.
Last thing Lee said to me. The last thing Lee said to me was, please help my son. All right, I'm trying to help. But somebody's got to talk to me. Somebody's got to say something. Let's start with why everyone wanted to quit when they knew Blaine was coming back. Why?
All right. There was a young Mexican girl, Carlina Flores, Rafael's daughter. A year ago, she was riding in a car with Blaine, and there was an accident. And Carlina was killed. At first, they were holding Blaine on reckless driving charges, but Lee managed to smooth things over with most people. But he wasn't able to do so much with the Mexican community. There were some ugly rumors that the accident had been on purpose, and pretty nasty threats. So, Lee sent Blaine to Europe for a long trip to give time for tempers to cool off.
Why would anyone think that the accident was on purpose?
Well, as you must have noticed, our prodigal likes his women. And Carlina was also pregnant. So now you're part of the family, Jim.
Are you having trouble, Senor Blaine? It's a shame. Such a fine motor car.
What are you doing here, Raphael?
Why, nothing, Senor Blaine. We're employees. We work in the groves.
Then why aren't you working?
We are. Carlos, show Senor Blaine how we are working. You see, we're grafting the young trees, like your father told us. But first we have to cut them.
There are no young trees in this part of the grove.
Yes, you're right. Only old trees. cannot live in peace. Because we take from them all that is theirs. It's a selfish way. Don't you think so, Senor Blaine?
Right. En la vaca. Anything wrong?
No, just a little accident.
He's a lucky man with accidents.
Yeah. Well, you've got work to do, Raphael. The West Grove needs picking.
Listen, Jim, you're a busy man. Forget about this. We'll be happy to help Senor Blaine.
I'll take care of it. Oh, get in the truck, Blaine.
La señora's lucky to have a man like you working for her. And so is he, my friend.
I'll have one of the boys in the shop get your car for you.
Thanks. And you might ask him to sew the seat. The upholstery got torn.
Well, I think you ought to stay out of the groves for a while. There's a lot of equipment working. You might run into something accidentally.
Like some Chicanos trying to stick a knife in me?
Well, don't press your luck. I'd stay out of the groves for a while.
You know something, Wallace? I've been home 4 days, and you've managed to get in my way most of it.
I was just trying to be helpful.
Boy Scouts are helpful. You're trying to play King of the Mountain. Well, the king is dead. And it's time there were some changes around here, like around the ranch. This has gotten to be a very expensive operation. And since I have to cut back on some salaries, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you go. I'm sorry.
I think you're making a mistake, Blaine.
You stay out of this.
That's not going to be easy since I'm still the business manager of this ranch. Your father said that Jim could stay on as long as he wanted to. Now, don't you think your father's word should be respected?
It's all right, Flo.
It's not all right at all. I think it's time we cleared the air here.
I think the air is pretty clear. Hadn't you better read the will? This ranch belongs to me.
Your father wrote a codicil to the will after your difficulty last year. Counting the new land gifts to the Mexican families and a revised share for me, you own roughly 50%. That's not even a majority vote.
You didn't waste any time, did you?
It's your father's decision to change the will, not mine.
Is that why you keep him around? A wealthy widow can afford to make her old age more comfortable.
Jim, there's some work schedules in the study I'd like to go over with you. Oh, Blaine, Mr. Wells at the bank called. He told me about your wanting to sell the ranch for a housing development. I told him I didn't think it was a good idea.
In case I need flying lessons, where does she keep her broom?
What are you doing here?
Your room got stuffy. Besides, I thought you were going to show me a good time.
I am, baby. I am. So, comb your hair and make yourself pretty. We're going to Los Angeles. And I'm going to show you how the big boys win an argument.
shake in? I'm a house guest. You know, I figured that out all by myself.
Well, don't get steamed up, honey. I'm checking out today.
That's nice. Blaine, I'd like to talk to you.
Come in. Please, come in.
I just ran into one of your playmates in the hall. Now, what you do is your own business. When you do it in this house, it's mine. I would appreciate your finding other accommodations for your house guests.
I'm sorry, Flo. I thought she'd left last night. Would you care for some coffee?
No, thank you. I have breakfast waiting for me in the kitchen.
Would you care for something to read with your breakfast?
What is it?
I'd say it's a very well-kept secret. See, it's marked confidential, Apex Detective Service. Go ahead, take a look. I won't tell a soul. It came last night all the way from Miami Beach.
Must have cost a lot of money.
I paid a bonus, as a matter of fact. But look at the bonus I got. You didn't read it all.
I know what it says.
Then, let's talk business. Business manager. A report like that could send you a lot of pious eyebrows around here.
What do you want?
10,000 for your share, and you get out.
Half an acre of this land would bring twice that in the open market.
But this is a private family transaction.
What if I refuse?
There's a lawyer in L.A. who thinks I have a pretty good case on moral grounds. You know? Purple lady entices wealthy old man into marriage to get his estate.
Blaine, whatever happened to you?
I'll check the storeroom. We lost the hydraulic hose off the tractor in the inside.
I think so. Right back there on the shelf.
Good. What's he doing?
Moving.
I mean, out of the office.
Out of town.
So, something the matter?
Oh, yes, there's something the matter. Blaine's kicking me off the ranch. It's all part of the game of how to hate your stepmother.
You know, I'm still a good listener.
Blaine hired a private detective agency to dig up some dirt on me. You may as well hear the straight version instead of the way Blaine will tell it. Did he ever tell you where we met?
No.
It was in a bar on Collins Avenue in Miami Beach 8 years ago. He was on vacation. Big citrus king from California. You see, he got hold of my telephone number. It was available. He was lonely. We went around together for a week. Just enjoyed each other's company. Then the time came to say goodbye. You know what he did? He asked me to marry him, and I grabbed the chance. Sure, I didn't love him then. That's not the way it turned out. Blaine doesn't know that. Nobody really knows what goes on between two people, do they?
Well, so what did the private detectives come up with?
Oh, what I was, record of arrests, statements from former clients. Oh, a lot of seamy little facts that a lawyer could, boy, they could make sound like all the original sins of the world.
Maybe he's bluffing.
No. No. He's willing to use anything against me in this lawsuit to force me out on moral grounds.
Well, so what are you going to do? Just give up?
What choice do I have? He's willing to smear his father's name just to get back at me. I can't let him do that.
Are you worried about Lee? Or about what other people will say about you?
Oh, my former profession. Well, you're supposed to acquire a pretty thick skin.
Flo. Give Lee's friends a chance. They're not sitting in judgment over his grave. As for the rest of the people, what do you care?
You don't know Blaine. He's vicious and clever. What can I do?
Fight it, fight him.
It won't be very pleasant when the newspapers get hold of that report.
No, it won't.
If only I had someone on my side at the trial who could testify about me.
Flo, I'll do anything I can to help. I can't go to a trial. There'll be publicity and pictures and...
That night that Paco found you hiding in the garage. And later, those radio reports of an escaped fugitive from Los Angeles. Is that why you're afraid of pictures, Jim?
You never asked me before. I've always been grateful for that.
And I won't ask now. Forget I said anything.
Excuse me. I was looking for some wire. The tailpipe is loose on my car.
But there's a roll of wire in the tool shed. The mechanic always keeps it there.
Thanks.
Working here long?
I'm working here all day, but I get off at 5 o'clock.
That's early. Well, I was getting lonesome, lover.
Yeah, I see you were.
Well, where's the wire? Are we going to have to listen to that muffler bang on the ground all the way back to town?
Sorry, baby, we're not going back to town just yet. So, get out and stretch your pretty legs. I got something to do. Hey, you, where's Paco?
I saw him carrying wood to the garage in our plane.
We're never going to get a party started this way. Oh, excuse me. Are you Mexican?
All the way.
Well, tell me, how do I say in Mexican, you'll be sorry?
Le va pesar.
Or maybe it should be, who cares?
Senor Blaine. Hello, Paco. I'd like to ask you some questions.
It was an accident. The knife slipped from my hand and cut into the seat.
You don't like me very much, do you, Paco?
You are Senor Amos' son, and I must show respect and obedience.
Very good, Paco. Then I will expect your obedience in answering my questions. Tell me about Mr. Wallace when he first came to the ranch.
I know nothing, senor.
Well, didn't you find him hiding here in the garage?
I don't remember.
Why was he hiding, Paco? Why? You know what this is, Paco?
Si, senor. This is for cracking nuts.
You know, when I was in Hong Kong last month, I saw something very much like this, only it was called a thumb screw. Have you ever heard of one? Well, it works very much like this, only instead of putting a walnut in, you put in somebody's thumb. And then you turn the handle. It's very painful, Paco.
I came to the garage for some tools, and he was here wounded with a bullet in his leg. Senor Amos said I must never tell anyone, or Senor Wallace would get into trouble.
What kind of trouble, Paco?
Por favor, do not tell the police. Senor Wallace is my friend.
Here, try it on all your dirty little amigos. Operator, give me the sheriff's station.
Thank you for the pep talk, Jim, and for the soft shoulder. I needed both.
I wish I could do more.
Well, of course, you could reconsider and stay.
Blaine might have heard more than we thought. He starts asking questions, huh?
That's all I know, Sheriff. His name's Wallace, and he had a bullet in his leg when he came here 3 months ago.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Hagelin. We See any reports of a gunshot wound out at the Hageman Ranch about 3 months ago, Bill?
No, I don't remember any.
I'll tell you what, Mr. Hageman. See if you can keep this Wallace fella handy. We'll come out and talk to him.
He'll be here, don't worry.
We'll be there in about 20 minutes.
Thank you.
Tell Johnny to bring the car out front. Oh, and see if you can find a couple of sacks. Well, the lemons are ripe.
I'll get my clothes together and be on my way.
Well, at least stay the night. You've worked hard all day. You need rest.
I'll be all right. What are you gonna do, Flo?
I plan to live on this ranch a long time, Jim, if that's what you mean. Wait a minute. Lee always insisted on adding a bonus to the paycheck when a good man left. So take this. Don't give me an argument.
Thanks, Flo.
You better go now, though, before Blaine comes poking around.
That's no way to talk about your devoted stepson, Flo. Going someplace, Wallace?
Tractor needs some parts. Jim was just going into town to get them.
This late? It's almost 5.
Stores are open till 9.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Wallace, I'd like to talk to you. It won't take long.
Hey, sure, what did you have in mind?
I've been thinking things over. I made a mistake. You are a good man to have around. How would you like to take over as permanent foreman?
Well, I appreciate the offer.
Then, maybe we could discuss those schedules that you mentioned.
Well, sure, but I would like to get into town and get those tractor parts.
Oh, the tractor's not that important. It can wait. I would really rather discuss those schedules now, unless, of course, you have something more important to do than...
No, nothing more important, no.
Good.
No, thank you. Flo?
No, thank you. What are you trying to do, Blaine? What if he doesn't want the job?
That's a little strange coming from you, Flo. You've been his most loyal booster, and rightly so. Wallace, you, give me the impression that you're the kind of man who thrives on responsibility. Now, I need somebody around here like that. I need somebody who can keep the workers in line.
Papa? Yes, Paco?
I think I have done something very bad.
Mm-hmm.
I told Senor Blaine about finding Senor Wallace in the garage that night.
Why, Paco?
He made me.
He touched you?
No, but I think he was going to hurt me. But I asked him not to tell the police like we promised Senor Amo.
When did you do this?
When I was putting the walnuts in the garage.
You're right, Paco. It's very bad what you have done. Paco. Where's Senor Wallace?
In the house with La Senora.
Quick, tell him the police are coming. Pronto!
Come on, have our little kiss. Come on, come on.
Senor Wallace! Where is Senor Wallace?
What are you doing here?
The police, senor!
Get out of here.
The police are coming!
Jim, go through the grove. Hurry! Blaine! Blaine! Blaine, what are you doing? No, don't do that!
Maybe we'll see him around again sometime, huh?
Yeah.
You guys are going into town. Maybe you got room up front for a live one, huh?
Sign of him anywhere.
Well, we better get out of Bolton on him.
Well, maybe Johnny made out better than I did.
He took that Raffle Flores fella into town. You keep checking the grounds and he'll be back to pick us up.
Sheriff, Rafael Flores was on this ranch when my husband first came here. He's not a criminal.
Well, he'll get a fair trial, Mrs. Hagerman. Oh, that Wallace fellow shows up again. You call me, all right?
Yes. Yes, I'll do that. Please, come in, all of you. Let me make you some coffee. This is your home, too.
Death brings with it a jolting shock of reality. No man can live or die in this world without in some way affecting the lives of others. Richard Kimball flees the aftermath of tragedy, a tragedy of which he was not the maker, but of which he will share the guilt. This is the burden of a fugitive.
The saga of the Ewing family begins again. See Dallas from the very first episode, weekday mornings at 10, beginning Tuesday, September 2nd on KTZZ TV 22.
You sure? He's the one that got off here.
That guy.
I told you, that's him. How'd you figure he was on my run in the first place?
Let's just say we got a tip. A policeman spotted him getting on your bus in Omaha, but he couldn't put a name to the face until a couple of hours later. Did you check the passengers?
Yeah, well, a couple of them. Looks like you're on the right track.
Except he's got a couple of laps on us.
That's not too bad.
Obviously, he doesn't know there's a trace.
Yeah. Well, thanks.
Miles outside of Lincoln, Nebraska. Wild animals in cages bring the curious to Major Allen Fielding's Jungle Land. Richard Kimball, wearing the name Nick Peters, has found work here. The job began this morning. It is destined to end tonight.
Beauty, isn't he?
I suppose so.
I don't know either. As far as I'm concerned, I'd rather have a big friendly dog. Look, like I said before, 50 a week's all I can come up with to start. That and a roof.
Do I pay for my own meals?
Unless you like peanuts. Come on, I'll give you the tour. The animals get fed once a day. The monkeys get the fruit, and they're meal sacked in that shed for the birds. Right now, for the cats, you just get the meat out of the freezer and Fielding will give it to them. You know, those cats can kill a man in just under 10 seconds, and my workman's comp isn't paid up, so keep your distance.
You get no argument from me.
The major, that's Fielding. He works the cats in the arena on the weekends for whatever public we've got. Anyhow, that's when you clean the cat cages.
You only open weekends?
Just barely then. Oh, incidentally, you'll work the concession stand, too.
I won't have it, I tell you. I don't care about any check. I tell you, there has to be a mistake. The I-4 is not for sale. But I don't care what you've been told, he's not for sale. Larry, tell these predators to get out of here. Tell them they're trespassing. Tell them...
Major, I invited these men here.
Why?
Come on, we'll talk in the office.
Who's he, another one of them?
His name's Nick Peters. He's taking Curly's job. Now, come on.
These men claim they've come to inspect the I-4.
I said we'll talk in the office. Monkeys haven't been fed yet. You might as well start with them.
I want an explanation.
They're from the circus. If they're happy, the manager will be here tomorrow for final inspection and pickup.
Pickup?
And we'll have ourselves a check for $10,000.
I don't care about any check. I raised Jaipur from a cub. I trained him. I won't have him put in some filthy cage where nobody cares how many kids poke sticks at him. I won't have it, I tell you.
You won't, huh? Well, you listen to me, old man. When I tell you we're broke, you better believe it. Horse meat, $500. County taxes, $780. City taxes, $450. Concession, $150. Feed, utilities, equipment. We're in debt up to our necks and then some.
But Jaipur's our main attraction.
Main attraction? Where do you think you are, old man? Still back in the center ring? We got no main attraction. If we did, you could keep your lousy cat. What we got is a small-time crummy zoo with an old man who talks to tigers because he don't know how to talk to anybody else.
You can't...
And the paying public just doesn't seem to care much anymore for old men who talk to tigers.
But why not one of the others? Why Jaipur?
You want to know why? Because none of those other flea-bitten antiques would bring one half what Jaipur would. And one cat's all we can afford to lose right now. These hicks around here won't know the difference, and we've still got plenty of cats to make it look good.
Now you listen to me. I don't care how you raise the money. I don't care if it means we go to jail. But Jaipur is the only thing in this shabby place that's first rate. That's quality. He's worth 10 of either of us. And he stays right here. Now, no more talk.
Just a couple more words. He's sold.
He hired you to feed the animals, not play with them.
No, I think something's wrong with this one.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. I just think he's sick.
You a vet or something?
No.
You just feed them and clean out their cages. I'll worry about their health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Gerard, Stafford, Indiana.
You're a little off course, aren't you, Lieutenant?
Not necessarily, Mr.
Kraft. Barry Kraft.
You own this place?
Me and my partner.
May I sit down?
You're probably busier than I am.
I'm looking for a man we're pretty sure is in the Morgantown area.
Why come here?
Well, we're just checking all the operations around and might be doing a lot of hiring.
What clown sent you to us?
I beg your pardon.
Who's this guy you're looking for?
Dr. Richard Kimball.
Oh, Kimball. I mean the guy who killed his wife here a few years back.
That's right. Here's a picture. The hair will be darker.
There's some kind of reward?
I'm afraid not. Oh. Have you seen him?
Yeah. I mean, I remember him from the newspapers and all that.
Anyplace else?
Well, not around here. We got a couple of day workers, but none of them look like him.
I see.
But if I spot this guy, I'll sure let you know.
Just call the sheriff's office. They'll get in touch with me.
You mind if I keep this?
Sure.
You know, if you catch this guy Kimball, it'll be the biggest thing that ever happened to Morgantown. Could put this place on the map, like they say.
Yeah. Like they say.
Lou Cartwright.
Yeah, Cartwright.
Lou? Barry Kraft. Do me a favor, will you?
Who?
Barry Kraft, Jungle Land. Look, you got a morgue down there or something? Back issues of the paper?
Yeah, Barry, why?
Did you ever hear of a guy named Richard Kimball?
Look, Barry, I'm busy.
Kimball. He's wanted by the law. Some cop was out here looking for him.
Oh, wait a minute. Kimball, the doctor, convicted of killing his wife?
Lou, look him up for me, will you? Dig out everything you can.
Why? What's up?
You ever hear of the Biograph Theater?
Yeah, back in the 30s.
Okay. I'm going to build a Biograph right here in Morgantown.
What? What are you talking about?
Questions, questions. Look, I'll tell you when I see you.
Son of a beast. Boy. Maybe he's right. Maybe you should be sold. maybe you're just getting fat and lazy. That's a little better. And that wouldn't frighten anybody, you know. And that's what they want. They want to be frightened. Easy, boy. Easy. Easy. Over. Show him what a killer you are. Easy, boy. Easy. Stay. Get away. Stay.
I'm sorry.
Ready with the gate? You should be working, not loitering.
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
If you want to watch us perform, you pay $1.25 like everybody else.
Look, I said I'm sorry. I didn't know I was doing anything wrong, all right?
Come on, children, don't fight.
Gate!
Not good, dissension. Decreases efficiency or something like that.
Your new man doesn't seem to know his job yet.
Well, don't worry about him, Major. He's part of the team.
What team is that?
Look, I've got a plan. We're starting to move, the three of us, right to the top.
What do you mean, the three of us?
Like I said, I've got a plan for us, and Nick here's going to be part of it all. I mean that, Nick.
Before he becomes a partner, perhaps he'd like to begin by earning his keep.
Well, you better get back to work, Nick, before Clyde Beatty here takes up his whip.
Sure.
Where'd you find him, anyway?
Oh, that's the great part. He fell right in our lap.
What are you talking about?
The Biograph Theater. Did you ever hear of the Biograph Theater?
You're not making sense.
You're wrong, old man. I'm making beautiful sense. In 1934, you weren't around here then, but in 1934 in Chicago, a man named John Dillinger was shot down in front of the Biograph Theater. And for years, I mean years, people came from all over the country just to look at it. Just to stand and look at a movie house.
Dillinger? He was some sort of criminal, wasn't he?
He's the best in the business.
Well, we haven't got a Dillinger.
Haven't we?
That's him.
Some cop from Indiana was just nosing around.
And you didn't tell him?
Well, not yet. I've got to do this thing right. Reporters, photographers, the works. I don't like it. What don't you like? Look, that guy's an escaped murderer.
He's still a man. Not some pathetic geek like you used to hustle at that carny.
It still makes me dirt in your eyes, doesn't it? Like that two-bit zoo of yours was the world's greatest thing.
All right, forget it. I don't like it.
Don't you? Well, that's too bad, but you just keep your mouth shut. Because if anybody finds out before I'm ready, they can throw us both in the can for being accessories. You got it?
I thought you were instructed not to discuss this investigation with anybody, especially reporters.
I'm sorry, Lieutenant. The Cartwright seemed to know all about it already.
What did he say?
Well, he called and said he heard Kimball was in the area and he wanted details.
Get him on the phone.
Well, it could be that one of the people we questioned called him.
Why?
Lou Cartwright, please.
Oh? When? No, thanks. I'll call back. He left 15 minutes ago. Left word he'd be at Fielding Zoo.
Sheriff, can I borrow some men?
Sure, I'll give you a car, too. Why, you smell something out there?
Well, it's a zoo, isn't it?
Hey, you. Nick. You said he was sick.
Yeah, I think so.
What's wrong with him?
No, how old is he?
6 months, a baby.
I don't know, maybe he has rickets.
Look, do you really know something about this kind of thing?
Just a little. I used to work with children.
Well, cats I know, but chimps with rickets.
I'd call a vet.
My partner doesn't like vets. You see, vets send bills. Look, Nick, do you think you know enough about this kind of thing to, well, to help him out a bit?
Yeah, maybe. A drugstore, huh?
Yes, there's a drugstore about half a mile down the road towards the town.
I'll be back in a while.
You mean you got him right here working for you?
You better believe it.
Oh, where is he?
He's around.
Can I see him?
Sure. But first, we got a couple of things to work out. Don't you get any ideas about calling the cops? Because the parade starts when I blow the whistle. There won't be any parade.
Well, look, Barry, you know me. I'll play along.
Sure you will. Because I might be slipping a Pulitzer right in your pocket.
What do you want me to do?
Get me a couple of photographers. And let the wire services know you got something big on the way.
For when?
Tomorrow afternoon. Saturdays, we get a pretty good crowd. That'll give it more excitement, more color.
Well, that's dynamite you're playing with.
You know a better way to make a big noise?
Okay. But I'd still like to see him before, Hey! Who's that?
That same cop.
Well, looks like somebody else might have a whistle, huh?
Hey, Lieutenant! Something I can do for you?
You're Cartwright, I suppose. What are you doing here?
Well, I was just...
Oh, you came to see me. Why? That's what I asked.
Well, Lou's a good friend, a buddy. I called him. You know, about Kimball.
Well, that's okay, isn't it? As far as it goes. Doesn't explain why you came all the way out here.
Well, it was a good tip, so I thought I'd thank him in person.
Was?
If Kimball's in the area.
You don't mind if I look around? Be my guest. Miss Fielding. I'd like to ask you a few questions. He doesn't know any more about it than I do. If you don't mind. Sorry, I was just trying to help. You ever seen this man before?
You're hunting for him?
Yep.
I used to hunt myself, you know. Quite a while. Guns, traps, everything. Everything just to put some terrified beast into an iron cage.
I suppose in a way we're in the same line of work.
No. You see, I just woke up one morning and discovered that I'd grown out of it.
You seen him before or not?
No? Why, was I supposed to?
Look, I told you, didn't I? I'm not sure you told me anything.
Lieutenant!
Not a sign of him. Like to use your phone? Sure, there's one in the office. Where is he?
The drugstore?
What for?
Baby Chimp's sick. He went down to try and get us something.
Boy, he sure picked a great time to start practicing medicine again. If you don't mind, I'd like to leave your men out here for a while. Yeah. Oh, no, but, like you say, there's a smell. Yeah. I'll be back in 15, 20 minutes. Right. Thanks for the use of the phone.
She'll let you know, all right. A thing like that can get me plenty of publicity.
That's right, it could.
You sure I can't offer you a cup of coffee or something?
No, thank you. Well, the least I can do is walk you to your car. No bother, I'll find it.
No bother. No bother.
Got to get out of sight.
What'd you tell Gerard?
I haven't seen you.
Why?
Boy, you really picked the time to ask the question.
So, go on, why?
You seem okay to me. Let him do his own work.
That's not enough.
Okay, I'll level with you. I didn't tell him because there's nothing in it for me. No reward, nothing. And I turned in my public spirit years ago. Now, you better get out of sight before he decides to have another look. You better not go too far.
What do you mean?
He knows you got off the bus in Morgantown. They'll have all the roads covered. So until he decides that you've given him the slip, the safest place for you is right here. Just stay out of sight.
Yeah, okay.
When did you get back?
Just now, why?
There was a policeman here. He's coming back. He's, on the scent. He has to come back, I know.
And then you know why he's after me. Your partner just tried to help me, and now you're trying to help me. Why?
Perhaps I just don't like hunters.
Isn't that what you want?
So you see, I know what it does to a man. Comes to nothing. No more than the extension of his own weapon. And I have very little respect for weapons.
I'd like you to know I didn't do what they say.
I believe you, but it doesn't make any difference. You see, I believe that every living thing, if it has to die, should have room to do it in. Now go quickly. No, not that way. There are fences all around the place to keep out the non-paying customers. There's a road up there about 500 yards. It bypasses the town.
Here. Give him the vitamins 3 times a day and the calcium twice a day. If he doesn't get well, you'll have to call the vet.
Thank you.
Well, they're still out there.
Get your photographers back on that phone.
What for? They'll be here tomorrow noon like you wanted.
I want them here today.
Why?
I'm changing the schedule. I don't like those cops sniffing around so close.
I've got one guy coming in from Omaha.
Then get on that phone.
You mean you let him just walk right out of here?
I suppose I did.
All right, which way?
Strange, I don't seem to recall.
Well, you better start recalling, old man, or else that big pussycat of yours gets shipped out tomorrow.
What do you mean? I thought you'd already sold him.
Well, didn't I tell you? I figured if we scored on this Kimball thing that we'd pull in enough business so we wouldn't need to sell the cat. I canceled the sale. Now, how's your memory?
He's up there. Heading for the road.
Hey, officer. My partner thinks he just heard some noise back in our work yard.
Yeah?
It could be that guy Kimball, I guess. If it is, he's probably heading out the back road. You stay here, Ralph.
Right. Why don't you watch from the curve? That should give us a good half-mile check both ways.
Yeah, it'll be dark in a couple of hours.
Yeah, for him, too.
Barry, if he gets away,
If he gets away, or if they pick him up, we've had it. Relax, old man. We're back in business. What'd you do? Try to make a break for it?
Yeah.
What happened?
They had the roads covered?
Well, I guess I can't blame you for trying, but like I said before, you're safer here than any place else.
They've still got men at the front gate.
Well, Major, do me a favor, will you? There's a guy waiting for me in the office. Tell him I'll be right with him. Meanwhile, I got an idea where our friend here could dig in for a while.
I'll be back.
Or the helping hand.
Don't worry, it's not for you. I spent 12 years in a carny. And after all the times I was thrown in the pokey by these hick cops, I'm not about to do them any favors.
Well, I'm leaving tonight anyhow.
Sure, but what if that Gerard decides to snoop around some more in the meantime?
What did you have in mind?
Come on. You can stay right here in this shed. I'll put a couple of cat cages in front of it, and they'll never look here.
I think that's the first place they're gonna look. Where is he?
Come on, old man, drink up. It's on the house.
You know, I'd rather not drink to a man's death.
Who are you? The Virgin Princess? 30 pieces of silver or a 5-year-old Bengal tiger? What's the difference? What time did they get here?
You said 5. It's only a quarter off.
They getting paid by the hour or something?
Relax. You're home free.
Yeah. Maybe. I think it's time to start the parade.
Gerard?
Yeah, I'd like to talk to Lieutenant Gerard.
Here they are. Here are the boys.
You better believe it's important.
Major. Major. Can hear me, but you won't listen, is that it? Major, I need your help.
I can't help you. Don't you understand? I can't.
You once said to me a man needs room to die.
Did you know that Jaipur here has never known anything but a cage? He was born in a cage just like this. And except when we work together in the arena, his whole world measures just twice his own length.
Will you help me?
Why should I choose you over him?
Well, why should you have to?
To keep him from being sold. My partner believes that your capture will make us so rich that there'll be no need to sell him. So tell me, how should I choose?
What can I say?
That you're a man. That I am a man. That we are better somehow than a mere dumb creature. But we are not, you know. No animal corrupts or wars or betrays. Only man does that. So why should I choose you?
Because I'm being hunted down like an animal, to be destroyed.
So? A hunter drives a piece of lead into the skull of a tiger. Which death has more nobility, Doctor?
Well, at least the tiger doesn't know the exact moment it's going to happen. Major, there's no room at all in the electric chair.
Got him?
You better believe it.
Who are they? Couple of friends?
Yeah, Lou Cartwright and a couple of friends who happen to have cameras. Very convenient.
I guess it is. Come on, where is he?
Step right this way, folks. He walks, he talks, he crawls on his belly like
Shut up, Kraft. Just show us where he is.
Anything you say, Sheriff?
What did you do? Dirty, stupid old man! What happened? What happened?
He had Kimball locked in a cage. Yeah. And there's going to be another empty cage tomorrow.
It's okay. He can't have got too far.
Maybe, but where?
Up there. It's the only direction he could have gone. I've got 2 men on the road up there. He's pretty well boxed in.
Yeah, he's smart.
It's dark. He doesn't know the terrain. We'll have him in 5 minutes. Come on, let's go.
Ralph, you stay here. Watch the area over by the office. Come on, man. Go, boy, go. Hey! Tiger loose! Where? Quiet!
Men, we gotta find that cat.
Shoot to kill! Now wait! What for?
What about Kimball? So far as we know, Kimball isn't armed, but that tiger is. He might head for town.
Come on, men. Don't take any chances.
No, not yet.
Kimball! All right, come on out. I'll have to shoot. Kimball! On the count of three, I'm gonna fire. 1, 2, 3.
What was it? I don't know. Down the road. Can you see anything? Not from here. Go check. I'll stay here. Okay.
Hey, Al, over here. We got him.
Yeah, we're over here. You all right? Yeah, we had to kill a tiger.
That kind of wraps it up. You didn't get much of a story, did you?
Oh, I got a wonderful story. Didn't you hear? Somebody just burned down the Biograph Theater.
What?
You'd better believe it.
I'm sorry we lost your boy.
He's not lost.
Yeah. Well, let's get out of here.
man. Kimball, the tiger, and everything. Is that what you wanted?
Well, he got away. Didn't he?
One man's dream ends while another man's nightmare merely continues. Richard Kimball is free. He has room for tonight.
TV22 announces the arrival of the Honeymooners to our weeknight lineup. Beginning September 15th, join Ralph Norton and the whole gang, 7:30 weeknights on KTZZ TV22.